Welcome back to the Bearded Console Gamer, and today we're going to be talking all about that rarest shiny of all, a full-blown Nintendo Direct. That's right, after leaving us to gently simmer for over 530 days, Daddy Nintendo has finally seen fit to re-enter our lives and grace us with a ton of information on upcoming first and third-party titles coming to the Switch. And I'm here to take you through all the highlights from the show, but before we get started, please remember to throw up a like and hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the episode. And if you don't, well, why not stick it to me by hitting that subscribe button anyway. With that, let's kick off with the reveal that Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are said to be the next fighters to enter the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Universe, when the Fighter Pass DLC lands in March later this year. Both characters take the form of a single fighter, with the player able to freely switch between the living weapons Mythra and Pyra as the battle unfolds. We aren't yet sure exactly how the duo are going to play, but Nintendo announced they're going to be dropping some more information on the fighters soon, so keep a weather eye out for that, Smash fans. Moving on, we got the news that Mario Golf Super Rush is set to be the next title to join the Mario sports game pantheon when it releases on June 25th, 2021. This was a major hype moment for me and every true Nintendo fan out there that recognizes the innate superiority of the Mario Golf franchise over the foolish and ignorant Strikers series. This time round, you'll have the option of playing either with traditional buttons or the Joy-Con motion controls, that'll let you physically take each and every swing as you compete with familiar faces from around the Mushroom Kingdom on a series of beautiful looking courses. Super Mario Golf Rush is going to come with a range of modes, including the traditional experience, a story mode, and a new mode called Speed Golf, in which you race through the course on foot with the goal of smashing your ball into the hole before any of your competitors. There's going to be no etiquette, no turns, and no mercy. We're also set to get a smorgasbord of Mario-themed items coming to Animal Crossing in honor of everyone's favourite plumber starting on March 1st. Once this new season of content starts, all of the items are going to be available through the Nook shop, and they're going to include things like clothing, props, and even warp tubes that'll let you transport across your island Mario style. I mean, it looks genuinely amazing. We're going to be able to turn our entire islands into a brand new Mario level. My only worry is that my islanders might not be too cool with that, but considering that their options are basically enjoying their new Mario-themed lives or perhaps walking very slowly into the ocean, I think that they're going to come to terms with it pretty quickly. We also got the reveal of a brand new IP called Project Triangle Strategy, which looks like a marriage between the aesthetic of Octopath Traveler and the battle mechanics of a Fire Emblem game. And that's just a marriage made in heaven. I'm loving the graphical style and the look of the turn-based battle system. Furthermore, according to Nintendo, the player's decisions taken throughout the game are going to influence how the main story unfolds. Here's a description of that mechanic on the store page. Your decisions make all the difference. Key choices you make will bolster one of three convictions: utility, morality, or liberty, which together make up Serenoa's worldview and influence how the story will unfold. When faced with truly momentous decisions, multiple characters will weigh in by casting their voices on the scales of conviction. In these moments, the allies and decisions you make can determine the fate of whole nations, and the continent of Norzelia itself. A demo for Project Triangle Strategy is now available on the Nintendo eShop, so head over there and try it out for yourself. Moving on, it was revealed that a remaster of 3 titles in the Ninja Gaiden franchise are being brought to the Switch as part of the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. The offering includes Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, all of which will be releasing on June 10th, 2021. We also found out that The Outer Wilds and Fall Guys, 2 games that always felt like they were made for the Switch, will finally be coming to the Nintendo platform later this year. We don't yet have specific dates, but both titles are set to land on the Switch eStore sometime this summer. No More Heroes 3 also got a revised release date of August 27th, which will be welcome news to fans who saw the game postponed back in 2021 thanks to complications related to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. And Mutsu gamers, hold hands and rejoice, because it's been revealed that Dynasty Warriors spin-off Samurai Warriors 5, which is set in the war-torn Sengoku period of Japanese history, is set to launch on the Switch in the summertime later this year. It was also announced that we're going to be getting a physical release for Supergiant Games' runaway hit Hades. Inside the sleeve is a PC download for the original soundtrack and a 32-page full-color character compendium, so get out there and add it to your collection when it drops on March 19th. We also got a good look at the new cast of creatures and characters coming to Monster Hunter Rise when it launches on March 26th next month, but I'm not going to be getting into that in detail right now, as I'm hearing that Capcom's getting a little bit claimy over the footage. The Legend of Zelda portion of the Direct kicked off on a disappointing note, with Eiji Aonuma appearing on screen to tell us that development of the Breath of the Wild sequel was proceeding smoothly, but that there will be no new information revealed in the upcoming presentation. Obviously, that was a kick in the gut, and I don't like the wording Aonuma used when he said they should be able to bring us new information on the game later this year. I'm starting to think that this is going to be a 2022 release date here. Aonuma then went on to reveal that an HD version of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword would be coming out later this year. As was the case all the way back in 2011 with the Wii U, players are going to be able to control Link's sword swipes using their own movement, albeit this time with the aid of a Joy-Con. While the new controllers are undoubtedly going to provide a smoother experience, a lot of people weren't overtly fond of that system in the first place, and for people using the Switch Lite, it's not very workable at all. Well, good news for them, as Nintendo has come out with a more conventional control system for the game, wherein the orientation of Link's sword strikes are dictated by inputs from the right control stick. And if you're looking at Skyward Sword and wondering if that's it, well, don't freak out just yet. As you may well have heard, this month marks the 35th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, and Nintendo's gonna wanna milk that money cow dry. So my big prediction is that we're gonna get a Zelda Direct later this year, where we'll get the reveal of either a couple of standalone remasters or maybe even a collection. And I see now that VGC journo Andy Robinson just tweeted, "For all those disappointed with the Skyward Sword remaster, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are 100% coming this year." I mean, it makes perfect sense. Mario pretty much got his own Direct for his 35th anniversary, and now The Legend of Zelda is also 35, and stoically marching its way to being middle-aged. Please, Nintendo, treat your adult children equally. Also, how dare you make a beautiful limited edition product like these here Joy-Cons in the knowledge that they're almost certainly going to be rendered useless by drift in just a few weeks after shipping. God, I know that I shouldn't buy them. You've hurt me so many times, but they're so beautiful. Maybe just one more time. Finally, in Zelda news, we got to look at the new expansion pass for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. The pass is going to set you back $19.99 for US folks, and it'll include 2 waves of content launching first in June and then in November 2021. It'll see the addition of new weapons, an expanded roster of heroes and stages, new skills, and more. Now, there's a ton of other announcements that dropped during the presentation that I don't have time to get into in detail, but here are a few quick hits. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrections is going to be coming to the Switch on the 25th of February this year. We also have Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville coming to the system on the 19th of March, while Tales from the Borderlands is going to drop a little later on the 24th. Beyond that, Miitopia, which looks super weird yet charming, will also drop on the Switch on May the 21st, and a remake of RPG classic Legend of Mana is set to launch on the 24th of June. But that's enough about what was there. What about the games that are missing? I mean, we got a nod to the fact that Breath of the Wild 2 wasn't going to be there from E.G. Aonuma. But what about Bayonetta? Metroid? I mean, Pokemon's probably going to get its own Direct later in the year, but there's a whole lot that wasn't accounted for, including a lot of third-party ports. That said, I was just happy to have a Nintendo Direct to watch again. It's one of the most life-affirming experiences in gaming that somehow manages to capture that childlike excitement that we all had in our youth, despite the fact that it's essentially a 50-minute long advert. Hell, despite the notable absences, I really enjoyed the Direct. I'm satisfied. For now. But I can already see them. I can feel them. The disgruntled fans who went into the show with unrealistically, unattainably high expectations. They're out there, on Twitter. They're as numerous as the droplets of water in the ocean. And they're just as salty. Speaking of the sea, did you know that squids live there? And on that cunning segue, I'm bringing us to the final reveal of the night, and that is that the long-awaited next installment of the Splatoon franchise, Splatoon 3, will be coming to the Nintendo Switch no earlier than the start of 2022. So we've got a little while to wait for that one, but I think a lot of fans are going to be just happy to know that it's coming. It'll also be a relief to see that Nintendo stuck to the core gameplay and added a bunch of new weapons, including a bow and arrow and what appears to be a mech crab. And that's all the biggest news from yesterday's Nintendo Direct. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of the presentation in the comments. Be sure to hit that notifications bell and keep it here for all the latest news from around the video gaming world.